Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Timeshare Tuesday Recap Live, where we're going to cover the most interesting topics in the timesharing industry for week 2, 2026. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in each week, so listening to all this rambling on about these topics. Basically, my op ed. None of this is scripted, none of this is pre written. It's just my off the cuff thoughts about the most interesting topics that everyone likes to talk about and listen to for timesharing. Not many of you who like to listen about timeshares, but for those of you who do, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the show. Before we get started talking about it, I did want to mention one thing that came up, and this is more of a discussion piece. Wanted to ask the group, get this out there, probably do another video on it or cut this video up to talk about it. We had kind of a debate on the Tug Facebook page, which now has reached over 31,000 members in our group, which is just absolutely mind blowing to me. And in doing so, we get a lot of we started getting inundated with spam about the 20,000, 25,000 mark, and it just we had to disable the ability for anyone to post anything without not so much moderation, but we set up some rules that if you're posting a video first or if certain keywords come in, that it would block you or otherwise require moderation for you to post. And that seemed to that curbed all of the spam, obviously, and we don't want to put any barriers that keep people from finding Tug, whether it's on Facebook or anywhere, posting their questions or participating or getting the help and advice that they need regarding to their timeshares. One thing that's come up recently is something about a Facebook group where when you join it first thing it asks you is like, hey, do you want to post a picture of yourself? Post a picture to introduce yourself to the group. And I'm not sure where that came from. It is something in the default. I can't find the setting to turn it off, but it brought up a bigger issue of the difference between people who have been around a Facebook post or even the Tug forums for a certain amount of time become sort of old hat, old salts, grumpy, bitter old men, if you want. I don't want to insult anyone, but this is what we're talking about. And where they get frustrated, and I understand it. It happens in not just the timesharing industry, but just about any social media atmosphere, where you get the same questions over and over. And while it becomes trite for people who've been there for a while to see those same questions over and over because they know the answer, each and every person that is joining these Facebook pages is looking for help. And if they knew what that answer was, and if they're not asking because they know the answer and they want someone to take the time to post it, they're genuinely asking because they need help. Could they have done a search? Sure. However, you know, my opinion has always been of, well, it would have taken less effort for you to type in the answer, type a link to the answer, than it would have taken for you to do a search. And I don't want to dissuade anyone from participating on any forum, be it an old salt or someone new. But I feel that the fundamental core of why Tug exists is to share and help give information and advice to those in need in the timeshare world. As I mentioned when this thread kicked off, that I would like to hope that if my 77-year-old mother somehow found Facebook, somehow registered on Facebook, and somehow found the Tug page and looking for help with their timeshare, that if she posted something that seemed old or had been discussed numerous times, or hey, I got a postcard for something, hey, this person called me with this, is this a scam? That instead of someone go and do a search, that someone would have, or at least I would see everyone, hundreds of people responding saying, this is a scam, don't do that, that's wrong, don't do this is what you need to do. Actually providing positive feedback and useful feedback and giving them the information that they need. We tend to not see it so much on the forums because I fully believe that there's just the people on the forums it means more. Hey, Billy, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Whereas on Facebook, people tend to feel they're more anonymous or feel that people aren't going to look up their profile, or people aren't probably care much about the social interaction that they have on Facebook with quote unquote strangers, whereas on the forums it's more of a tight knit group or a family, so to speak. People tend to stick around on the forums for a long period of time. But it just made me wonder, how do you combat something like that? Yes, I agree. The posting of the same thing over and over. Old people, the people that have been around for a while, don't want to read that. They're there for new content. But I don't ever want it to get to the situation where people are frustrated at new owners, new people finding the Tug Facebook page or anything on Tug and asking the same old questions. Well, they're looking for those questions because they need the answer, and they found it. They found the best place on the internet to get it. So it is my hope, and I would never, want to implement something that would curb or otherwise deter someone from feeling comfortable in joining the Facebook page and posting whatever question, no matter how stupid it is. There's no stupid questions. I guarantee you that the stupidest of stupid questions has a multitude of other people who were like, man, I really wish I knew the answer to that question. I'm glad he asked that. Mike, I found the forums friendly. I joined Facebook, but haven't posted. Yeah, I don't want it to make it seem like it's some sort of plague or it's an overbearing situation. It's always a small percentage that we're talking about that deals with this. But I've seen it on other Facebook groups that I'm a part of, not just timeshare groups, but any group in general. You see someone who posts, especially in automotive type groups. I love cars and trucks, and so I'm a member of a bunch of those different groups there. And you see people asking, the same similar questions about a particular vehicle or a particular part on a particular vehicle that is problematic or is a very, very commonly asked question. That I think one is, bleeding the brakes on an 80s Ford or something like that. It's very, very common, very much a pain in the butt on how to do it. And you get people, the majority of the responses are helpful. Hey, this is what you need to do. Or here's a link to a YouTube video or something like that. But, you always see the same, do a search. This gets asked 100 times a month. And just things like that where I don't, I feel that Facebook groups should be thankful that someone found them and wanted to found them for answering a question that they needed. There was a valid resource, and out of all the places you could go on the internet, the billions, I don't know how many billions of pages are on the internet, but they found your page, and thinking that you were going to be the best chance to get their question answered. I hope that the Tug Facebook page remains that for forever. I don't want to ever get into a situation where the majority of people, or even a large majority of percentage of people on the page, feel that it's cumbersome or that someone should be doing their own do a search. That's I'm not saying people say it in that regard, but some people kind of lean that way. And again, they did do a search. That's why they found the page. That's why they're there. That's why they're asking for questions. So this is just kind of off topic. It came up earlier today and just gave me some pause. And how do you toe that line between, you don't want the old people to leave because they're not getting into new contact, they're just seeing the same things over and over again, but the entire purpose that the Tug Facebook page exists, and Tug exists for that matter, is to share information to anyone who needs it. I don't care how stupid the question is. I don't care if it's been asked 150 million times before in the past. Someone joined because they were looking for help. Tug exists to provide that help, and I hope that the vast majority of members on Tug feel that providing that help or answering that question in a productive and helpful manner versus telling them to do it themselves. Or you can lead what was the old thing, you can teach a man to fish, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, or sit in a boat and drink beer all day for a lifetime. But again, I still think the overwhelming number of people on Tug are genuinely there and happy to help. I just don't want to see, once you get we're up to tens of thousands of people on a Facebook page, which is wild, and our goal is to become the largest timeshare group on Facebook. I just don't want to ever get to the point where there are more the responses become more trite and more unhelpful than the ones that got Tug where it is today, which are genuinely, truly wanting to help someone out who had a timeshare question, even if it was a simple, common, or dumb one, as they may, so to speak. So moving on, we have the four most interesting topics, and I totally just blank space that I've been doing the forum post this in the time when I got to literally just post a picture of the newsletter to go over the four topics, since it's got the picture and everything on it. So the first, not an easy solution. Most Facebook posts become somewhat of an echo chamber. The issue described is not unique to Tug Facebook page. Absolutely not. I 100%. I've seen it just about on every large page you go to, and when you just get that many people, and I will contribute. I'll chalk it up to the Facebook algorithm, where they show things that are likely to generate a response or a click, a like, a thumbs up, thumbs down, smiley face, whatever. And as such, you might see, even me, when I go to the Tug Facebook page, it doesn't always show, even though I have most recent as the default sorting, it doesn't always show the most recent posts. It just shows it some random order that I've never figured out based on some algorithm somewhere, to showing me certain posts and certain replies. And I'm the administrator of that page, so it doesn't surprise me one bit that random people, or they're scrolling their Facebook page, they're just going to see a selection in that group that's going to pop up as they're scrolling. And if you see that, dozens and dozens of times, I get the idea of some people, not wanting to see the same thing over and over again. The whole purpose of scrolling your phone is to see new content and interesting content and engaging content. However, the goal of Tug is not to get clicks. The goal of Tug is to provide help and advice for timeshare owners. And that will be the focus of any rules or regulations that we choose to implement on the Facebook page. We'll focus on that, not so much on curbing people asking questions. If I could put on there, no dumb questions, you ask whatever you want. And if someone has a problem with the questions you're answering, then that's their problem, not yours. No. So we had a good announcement this past weekend. After 13 years, if you can believe that, we've had the same dedicated server running the marketplace and the member only section, the ratings and review section for 13 years. It's wild. Same host, same physical piece of hardware, not been upgraded, not been touched. It was running Windows Server 2012, I want to say, maybe 2010, which is just wild to think that something that is way out of date. It had been not supported by Microsoft in many years, if not more than a decade. And it just, while it ran, we didn't have any performance issues. There were a bunch of clunky things that happened behind the scenes, most recently related to the backups. We weren't able to back up that server for it would always crash during the backups, which is just no bueno for a server. And as such, we kind of pushed up our time frame to migrate that. The migration went off without a hitch. Kudos to Liquid Web. We've been very happy. If anyone's looking for a hosting platform, we can't suggest Liquid Web enough. We're not being paid to do it. We don't get a discount for it. We've just been extremely happy with using that, both hosting the forum side and the .NET side, and the marketplace ratings, interviews, and member only section. They're two separate servers. They retain completely independent. One obviously for free stuff, one obviously for paid stuff. But Liquid Web hosts them both and have been super top notch. Again, the migration went off without a hitch. I will notice that the new server is blisteringly fast. Queries, doing the largest ones like search for all marketplace listings or all the free listings, or doing all of that stuff is just so much faster. Even though it wasn't slow before, it is pretty wild to physically see the difference in performance and processing power of something that is almost over a decade newer technology. Is just it's a cool thing to see. So hope each and every one of you enjoys the new server, the speed, the power, all of the good things, and more importantly, it gets backed up every night, which is a bonus for us. While we've never had server go down, fingers crossed, knock on wood, throw salt over my shoulder, rub rabbit's foot, whatever I need to do. It was time. We just couldn't support that system, and then they couldn't fix the backup problem. So now we're on brand new hardware, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will last another 13 years running on the new platform it's on now. But if you do have a problem, hey, always send me an email, post on the forums. Let me know what it is and we'll look into it. But I haven't had a single reported problem since the migration. So again, super kudos. Can't thank Liquid Web enough. That was one of the most painless upgrades we've gone through in quite some time. Very impressed that you can upgrade a Windows machine to a brand new Windows machine and all of the software and everything worked that hitch. That was just wild to me. I've been out of the game for quite some time, but just thinking of trying to do that 20 something years ago, when that migration and patching and all of that remote upgrade technology was fledgling, I just can't fathom that would have worked seamlessly and so quickly like that in the past. Technology is a wonderful thing. Going on to item 2, big shout out to those of you who've been organizing this, and those of you who have been, those of you who haven't been, those of you who heard of it. The Tug annual Orlando get together is in 2 weeks, January 21st. Actually, I think it's 1 week. No, yeah, next week. Close? Yes, next week, next Wednesday. January 21st, 3:00, Golden Corral. Be there or be not there. It is an absolutely wonderful time for you to get together and meet a bunch of other Tug members, talk about timeshares. Everyone there is a happy timeshare owner, a wonderful timeshare owner, a longtime Tug member, is interested in talking about timeshares, is interested in meeting new people about timeshares, and loves, I don't know if you can love the food at Golden Corral, enjoy the food at Golden Corral. You probably do that. I can probably go with that. I don't know anybody who would consider Golden Corral a 5-star gourmet restaurant, but I mean, it's great food, great entertainment. They provide a nice little back room for the gathering to take place every year. They've been doing it for going on 5 or 6 years now. I don't remember when it first started, but it's been going on for quite some time. And so if you are in Orlando next week, middle of the week, and you don't have anything else to do, you're looking for something else to do to get away from the mouse, to get away from the pool, to find a nice day trip and enjoy yourself, meet some new people, perhaps share and meet people that you've known on Tug for many years, or meet new lifelong friends. You could do a lot worse than attending this Tug get together. I'm going to do my best to make it. It really depends on when baseball practice starts. We'll call it my kids playing 8U baseball this year, and the practices are supposed to start next month, and they are Mondays and Wednesdays. So unfortunately, if it is Wednesday, I will not be able to attend. And oddly enough, flag football is on Tuesday and Thursday. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday practice every single night. Having kids is fun. You should totally, you got so much free time when you have kids. It's just super exciting. My daughter does gymnastics and jujitsu, and kid does baseball, football, and jujitsu as well. It's very, very busy after school in this house. So not sure I'll be able to make it. I'm gonna do my best. But if I am not there, there's still other people that are more than welcome to entertain you and chat with you and give you all of the happy joy that is the family brotherhood of Tug. Enjoying an afternoon stay as long as you want. There's no time limit, no nothing. Just have your fill. Enjoy talking about timeshares for a few hours in the afternoon. And who knows? Maybe you'll make some lifelong friends that you never would have otherwise met except through Tug. Tug is wonderful about bringing timeshare owners together and sharing of their love of timesharing. So again, January 21st, 3 p.m., Golden Corral in Orlando. Be there if you can. Make time to do it. Take your kids. I don't think anybody cares. You're kid friendly. It's certainly not restricted to anyone. Don't have to be a Tug member if you don't want to. If you just happen to be watching the forum or see me watching any of these videos or seeing the newsletter, show up. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. You go there and just hang out for a bit and get some, dip something in. They'll have the cheese fountains. They still have the cheese fountains at Golden Corral. Is that still a thing? Pretty sure that it gotta be something like that. And or get some ice cream, whatever. I promise you'll have a good time. And I think we did last time. I'll probably have someone down there. Pick someone at random. I'll either give them a free T-shirt or free hat or free membership extension or something, just to celebrate again the 5th or 6th annual running of the Tug members to Golden Corral. Something of running of the bulls. I have to come up with a cool name for that. But hope it's another great time for all of you contend. Hope I can make it, but it's not looking good with baseball practice. Probably get a 50-50 if baseball practice. It's going to be practice that week. If it looks like rain all day, maybe I'll just head down since we won't have practice, but we shall see. Moving on to item number 3. Someone mentioned there were up to 75% discount on Hilton Grand Vacation Club's promo going on right now. Some pretty wild discounts. If you're looking for stuff to do, this is one I'm going to open the option on. It was somebody showed what was the best part. You could like stay in Branson. I got to share this tab. Sorry. You can stay in Branson for like a whole month. Was it 500 points or something like that? What was that? That's wild. So 600 points to stay in a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom for only 800, 900 points. That's if you wanted to go to Branson and stay there for the entire month of what is that? March, maybe March. It looks like March. Man, you could do that for a whole lot little points. So that's pretty crazy to have such a discount. I want to say someone mentioned that Vegas 75% off through May 21st. Man, if you want to go to Vegas and enjoy the nice, not hot, not super cold weather, that's a wild deal for 75% off. I mean, you're probably not going to find Vegas for much cheaper than that. Stay at a timeshare, but adding a couple extra days, you can go down to a single day at 60% off. If you happen to have a vacation coming up, go log in and check. Maybe you can add an extra day to it on either side for peanuts. In terms of point value, up to 75% off. That's a wild bargain. That's way cheaper than your maintenance fees would be. So can't urge anybody enough. If you are a Hilton Grand Vacation Club member, log in. Check out this promo is going on, and I hope some more Tug members. Look like plenty of them have started snapping up some of these discounted vacations. These are the kind of deals that make you take a vacation, one of the benefits of timesharing, that you weren't planning on doing just because it's such an amazing deal. Well, why not? You want to go to Branson? I'm sure it's probably cold, but hey, for 500 points to stay for a week, that's pretty wild. That's if you live within driving distance or you've always wanted to go, maybe this is your opportunity. Your Hilton Grand Vacation Club member to make an awesome, super cheap reservation and enjoy all the wonders that is Dollywood. Dollywood's in Branson, right? Yeah. Okay. Moving on to option number 5. Go back to my mouse is not working. Share this tab instead. This is kind of the big fly in the ointment discussion. Try to keep things positive here on Tug. There's never a lack of negative stuff in the timeshare industry, so we try to focus on the positive, but we also need to focus on the news, the stuff that people need to know. And this was kind of a big deal that came up for you Wyndham owners. It has always been the ability of, and one of the big selling points on resale side anyway, that you could combine Wyndham retail and Wyndham resale points to allow to make a reservation. Obviously it doesn't count for status updates or status upgrades, excuse me. VIP doesn't qualify for a resale purchase, but hey, if you've got 500,000 retail points and 500,000 resale points, you have 1,000,000 points. You should be able to combine those and make reservations. And it was reported by one Tug member that apparently that has gone away. What is not clear is has that gone away on purpose, or is this just a glitch in the otherwise stellar reputation that is Wyndham IT. We'll just leave it at that. It was reported. Other people did, verify that it was listed. Our own hitchhiker has reported that to his contacts at Wyndham, which kudos to having someone like that and having backdoor contacts into such a large developer like that we can get questions answered, or more importantly, report issues like this to actually get to the bottom of it. And he hasn't heard a response, and I don't know if that bodes well that they've identified it and are working on it, or that they just don't want to tell him that that's just the way it is now. Obviously, one would be a much better answer than the other. But as it is now, it does not appear that you can make currently right now combine your retail and resale points to make a Wyndham reservation. And that again, that is one of the big selling points that people have, especially if they bought retail to begin with. You only bought 148,000 or 250,000 points, and yes, you made a mistake. You paid full price, probably paid far more than you needed to, and then you picked up a resale contract to supplement those to increase your point value. 500,000 or 750,000 or even a million, and because you can combine them to make reservations as long as you were within under the 10-month booking window. But if this is truly a situation where Wyndham has done away with this and they will no longer let you combine retail and resale points to make a reservation, man, that's that just, I don't want to, I'm sorry, that seems like shooting yourself in the foot or shooting yourself in the head even. I don't understand. I can absolutely see that decision being made behind the scenes by some executive in the office. I don't know why someone didn't stand up and say, hey, that's a really terrible idea. And that's going to piss a lot of people off, or maybe they did and they didn't care. So fingers crossed. And what we were truly hoping is that this is more of a glitch. This is more of a mistake. This is more of a, IT related, something behind the scenes that is, not letting tab A, speak with slot B. And, they've always obviously been separated. You can see, when you make a reservation, and he even posted, and plenty of people have posted, they have made these reservations in the past, and it shows you use X number of retail points and X number of resale points. So they have always been kept separate in separate pools, but there's never been a restriction that prevents you from combining them to make a reservation going forward. And it is truly our hope that, again, this is just, something happened beginning of the year, or latest update patch that, something got screwed, wires got crossed, matrix got unmatrixed, somebody took the red pill, whatever, that Wyndham fixes this and brings that functionality back. Absolutely. What would be the point of Club Wyndham Access? It's just such a popular program buying on the resale market, and for people that bought retail and are willing to purchase additional just to gain more points and take more vacations and pay more in maintenance fees, to truly penalize those, that would be just a monster blow with no announcement, no explanation, just to flip that switch. So that is why, if I had to put money on it, I'm guessing probably a glitch. But man, that's a pretty big boo-boo to, and especially if it was a glitch, you would think that that would be at the top of the punch list for the Tiger team to go in and flip that switch back the other way, wherever it was. So yes, as far as Tug's stance is, we hope it's a mistake. We don't have any proof either way, but it has been reported, has been acknowledged as being reported. And I didn't get the impression that they acknowledged one way or another whether it was a problem, or that they acknowledged that that's the way it's supposed to be. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep it updated. That will be hopefully not big news, meaning hopefully the glitch will fix itself and it'll go back to the way it was. But if this is truly the way forward, I think that on top of the closing of all the Wyndham resorts, man, I'm not sure Wyndham has just picked 2026 to just air all of their dirty laundry, to get it all out in one fell swoop, and just kind of take the punch to the face, multiple punches to the face, by getting everything done. If these two heavy blows come at right as 2026 starts, that's a monster change that most people are not likely to find out about unless they read Tug, or when they go to make a reservation for a future vacation and realize that you're going to have to make reservations using your retail points separately from your resale points. And again, I can't see any valid reason why I could see them implementing something like that moving forward. But anyone who's already got it, anyone who's already made these purchases and exists now, that stuff should be grandfathered in. I mean, you're truly hamstringing people or crippling them from making the reservations that they're used to making, and the whole reason they bought additional points. So I would just see a mass exodus of Club Wyndham, giving back to certified exit if this is truly the way forward, that Wyndham is going to choose to implement this policy that you can no longer combine your pools of resale and retail points. That would be a devastating blow to any resale buyer, whether it be on Tug or anywhere else. And we would expect that to probably be as large and popular, well, unpopular, infamous, we'll call that discussion topic on Tug moving forward as more and more people discover this, if that truly is the way forward and it's not just a mistake that is made on that. So think of the buzz. If anybody's never seen the newsletter, here's what it looks like. This is actually an email on the browser version. This is what you see in your email. We get 4 of the most interesting topics chosen by me. All the latest resort reviews. I get 5 random free timeshare listings, 5 random. The for 5 random free giveaways, 5 of the latest random timeshare resales, rentals, and last minute rentals. I get asked this all the time: is how much do I have to pay to get my timeshare listed in the newsletter? And we don't charge for it. We don't offer that service. All of this is totally selected by random, not even by me. The little program goes in and picks 5 timeshare resales, 5 free timeshare listings, 5 rentals, and then 5 last minute rentals within the next. It usually takes about 3 or 4 weeks out for those. All of the stuff is totally picked by the software. I have no input in it whatsoever, and I did that deliberately so I can't be accused of, cherry picking stuff that goes in there. And more importantly, people just can't buy their way into the newsletter. It goes out to almost 50, 60,000 subscribers every week. So, it is valuable. People click on this and you're getting your entry in the newsletter is hugely a huge boom, especially if you're offering a great deal. But, this stuff goes out every single week, completely and totally free to anyone who wants to subscribe. You can go to tug2.com/newsletter, or you can go on the website and you can subscribe to the newsletter, or send me an email if you have a problem. I'll sign you up for the newsletter. Completely free, comes out every week and has all of this stuff in it. So you can keep up with the most interesting topics of the timeshare industry and on Tug each and every week. And this is what we discuss on our Timeshare Recap Tuesday. So we have been going to, it's going to be a short one since the first couple topics were super, super quick to go over. Just at 27 minutes this week. So unless anyone else, again, I see a half dozen people still online. I saw about 12 at one point. So fantastic. Had more than 10. I'm happy with that. Unless someone has any questions or comments, I said that I would answer any question asked. If you want personal assistance with your timeshare, I'm here to help. Otherwise, I'll give it another minute or so, and then I will bid all of you adieu, where I, as I have been at flag football practice tonight with my son, am going to call it an evening and wish each and every one of you a wonderful evening. I hope to catch all of you next Tuesday. Subscribe to the newsletter. You can see what we're going to talk about next week, but I will catch all of you next Tuesday. Tuesday. Sorry. You too. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it. You have yourself a great night as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel very, very blessed that each and every one of you spends your Tuesday evenings listening to me talk and interacting and asking me questions so that I can cover all of the most interesting topics in the timeshare industry in hopes that the message of Tug gets spread to more and more owners. Even if we get only one person that joins, that finds Tug after all these videos each and every week, it's worth it because I've never met a person that found Tug that was disappointed in the information and the fact that they found a site full of owners willing to thanklessly and graciously share any and all information relating to timeshares and help them make them better timeshare owners or help them exit their timeshare, whichever the case may be. With that said, you guys have a wonderful evening. I will catch you all next Tuesday, and good night.